Hey guys, if you're shopping for knives and gear, make sure you check out the description of the video you're watching right now for a link to my Amazon store where I've compiled some of the very best items available, including some of my own personal recommendations. Thanks! What's going on, YouTube? Middle Complex here, and today I've got another 10 amazing knives that are coming soon. Last week I did this video, or this format for the first time, and I asked you guys what you thought, and I got an overwhelmingly positive response. So this is a series that will continue to happen. It's not going to be every single week because I want to spread this out. I want to make sure you guys are getting quality and I'm not forcing it and just showing you stuff because, like, here, this new thing is coming, right? No, it needs to be stuff that I think you guys will actually be interested in and stuff that I am actually interested in. So these will be top 10 videos and they will be, you know, occasional. Also, it's fully dependent on whether or not I can actually get a picture of it, because I don't want to just show you the name of a knife and not a picture. I want you guys to be able to see what you're looking at here. So somebody mentioned in the last video, they were like, you know, we could totally just go look at these by ourselves. We don't need you to do it. You're right. You can. I actually provided a link down in the description that just says Shop at Blade HQ. You can click that and go right into coming soon, and you can look through this for yourself if you don't want to wait for me to go over it. That's perfectly fine. Every single one of the knives on this list will have a link, so you can also go down to the description and click on the exact knife, getting you there quickly so that you can do whatever it is you're going to do. A lot of these have pre-order options. A lot of them have mailing list options, so if you see something you're like, use the link, go in there, and click on that so that you're notified when this stuff comes out, because a lot of this stuff will definitely go quick. It's by no means me going, you know, get it while you can. I'm trying to be informative, but yeah, it does benefit the channel when you click on the link. So, full disclosure there. Thanks so much to my generous patrons for supporting me. If you'd like to check out my Patreon, there's a link down in the description. All right, let's start the video. First one here. Let's get this one out of the way. This is going to be so crazy popular, and I know it's going to be one of those knives where people are like, I didn't hear about it, I didn't know it was coming out, I didn't get, you know, this is a, to my knowledge, this is Mr. Slicer. This is a Marcin Slicer design. This is the swayback. It is coming soon. As you can see right there, it says you can pre-order this right now. If you are even remotely interested in this knife, I would very much suggest you get your pre-order in. They will go quickly, and they will likely, you know, if they continue to produce these, they will produce them in batches that will probably go quick. That seems to be the case with these types of designs. And on top of that, I mean, this is a very, in my opinion, aesthetically pleasing design that is going to really speak to a lot of people. 8 inches, 8.04 inches overall, 3.5 inches of blade. And it's CTS XHP, and it's in a Warncliffe. Yeah, this one's probably going to be a winner. It's pretty pricey. This is Taichung, Taiwan, so you're going to get the really, really good fit and finish, you know, titanium and all that stuff. So $273 is pretty pricey, but from what I've seen from the Taichung, Taiwan Spyderco plant, they really do produce quality. So get your pre-orders in while you can. Moving on here, one that I just thought was interesting. I passed over it on last week's video. It says out of stock, but it definitely is something that's coming. If you read down into the description, I know you can't see it here, but in the description it says we don't know when these are going to ship. So it could be tomorrow or it could be 3 months from now. Who knows? The Spyderco Nightstick, it is a true dagger ground fixed blade, CPM S30V, and black G10. I like symmetry, so this is appealing to me. I don't have a lot of use for a fixed blade that's double-edged in my life, but do I like it? Yeah, it's pretty cool. I feel like you guys probably would like it too. It actually does show that there's a pre-order down payment for this, and then a button that says email me when available, so you guys can check that out if you want to. Moving on here, another one that I left out from last week's video. By the way, this list is very, like, it's dominated by two brands. There's some other stuff in here, but I was trying to, like, pick things that I thought were cool, and I noticed, like, I'm kind of focusing in on 2 brands here, Spyderco being one of them. The Spyderco Native Chief in Orange G10 and Rex 45. Another one that I don't know if it'll sell as quickly as, like, the PM2s and the Shamans and the Para 3s, you know, but it's still pretty cool, and it's definitely going to be one, you know, it seems like maybe that's not done all the time. If you're a big fan of big knives, you're a big fan of lockback knives, or you're interested in newer steels, or you're a fan of Rex 45 because you've already used it, this might be one to check out. 171 bucks. This is made in the United States, 9.08 inches overall. Looks pretty cool. Moving on here, what the heck? This one caught me by surprise. This is a Copper PM2, factory Copper PM2, as far as I can tell, in Rex 45. Again, in Rex 45. I'm hearing nothing but good things about Rex 45, so it's sure to be a very popular steel. In fact, I have a Spyderco knife coming in Rex 45. I'm excited to show you guys, and I'll be able to get some experience with it and tell you guys what I think. Yeah, it actually says down there underneath the description on the left-hand side down low, it says available for purchase on Tuesday, June 30th at 10 a.m. Don't sleep on this one; they'll go quick. I'm gonna guess. You know, yeah, like Blade HQ is marketing to us, but I'm going to guess they're right. This is undoubtedly one that is going to go quick. $215 is pretty steep for a Copper PM2. It's in Rex 45. This is one that's going to really speak to collectors, especially Spyderco collectors. But will it be an excellent user knife? Yeah, it'll probably be kind of heavy. I'm hoping they mill out those scales. A Copper PM2, I mean, the standard PM2 comes in at what? Is it 3.5 ounces? I got one right here. Standard PM2 comes in at, yeah, 3.8, something like that. So, yeah, this is going to be kind of heavy, but is it interesting? Yeah. Does it need to be a thing? No, but nah, arguably none of this stuff needs to be a thing. This is pretty cool. I would suggest hitting that email me when available button. Moving on here, this is just one that I found interesting because I actually have one of these in my possession. Here's the sound of it right here, the CRKT CEO, but the one that I have is not a blackout. This one is a blackout version of the knife. I would have looked over this had I not handled it. It's actually pretty compelling. If you like how this looks, you like the sleek, slender knives. I mean, this is, it really, I mean, the buddy who lent this to me actually keeps it in his, the pocket on his t-shirt at, or his work shirt, his long sleeve, whatever. He keeps it in the pocket there. And, yeah, I mean, this is an interesting little design. Very sleek, very slender blade. I don't think we're looking at anything special here. Yeah, ACR 13 MOV, but, you know, it's a $45 knife. Pretty cool. And, you know, just taking a look at this one, they are well put together, and I've got a lot more faith in CRKT as of late, so this is interesting. Moving on here, this is another one I just thought was neat because it's in copper. I'm kind of drawn to copper. This is the Begleiter, which is a very popular design. Still in VG10. That's okay. At $80, it's okay. But the cool thing is that it's in copper. Now, these come in a satin blade and a black DLC blade, or whatever it is that whatever they're coating their knives with. It might not be DLC. But the Begleiter is absolutely a good design. A lot of people liked it, and I think a lot of people will be happy to see that it's coming in copper. So if you're interested in that one, hit that button. Moving on here, another one in copper and another Kaiser. This is the Kaiser Sheepdog. There was a separate listing for this, suggesting it may have at one time been available and then went out of stock. I honestly don't know. I had never seen this before. I didn't know that they made, this is the medium size, not the small one, and it's not the XL. It's the medium-sized one, but it's in copper and S35VN because it's on the higher end. So it's not the Vanguard series. That's the reason for the $204 price tag. Again, it's kind of steep. Copper and S35VN, but a lot of people really, really like the Sheepdog, and again, a lot of people really like copper. I kind of like that they didn't mill the lines, like the lines on the handle. They're not holes milled all the way through. Now, it might have needed some excess milling, considering this is a pretty big knife, even the medium-sized one, and you know, the copper is really heavy, so maybe there's some milling on the inside. If you don't mind a heavy knife, then whatever, you know. But this is cool. $204. You know, if it sounds interesting to you, then by all means, hit that button. Moving on here, this is one that caught my eye. Another Kaiser caught my eye just because it looks like a straightforward working tool. It's called the Kaiser Slicer, and it's a lockback in carbon fiber, 8.45 inches overall, 3.5 inches on the blade, CPM S35VN. Yeah, this looks like a workhorse. It looks like kind of a classy workhorse. That blade really looks like, you know, something that's going to be great for continuous cutting. A lot of people really like lockbacks. I don't see a lot of lockbacks from Kaiser, so that'll be interesting. In fact, I don't know that I've ever seen a lockback from Kaiser. I'm sure somebody can name one. Just off the top of my head, I can't remember. But I thought this was a pretty attractive looking knife. It's kind of interesting how the blade kind of, you know, points down a little bit. I'm a big fan of Kaiser's fit and finish. They always seem to do a good job. So yeah, we're looking at about 130 thousandths on the spine. Just trying to guess how much room there is to drop. It looks like a nearly fully flat ground blade. So I would venture to guess it does get pretty slicey at the edge, but I mean, we'll see. If I get one of these across my table, I'll be able to tell you more, but I figured you guys might be interested. Moving on here, this is a weird one. The Kaiser Rhino. So I read it, you can read about this in the description, but the titanium scales are both free swinging, and then they lock together with a magnet. I'll show you the next picture here of it locked together. It looks like the Pinkerton Fire Ant blade, that Warncliffe blade, or reverse tan, whatever you want to call it. The ano lines are pretty interesting, and you know, again, considering Kaiser's fit and finish, this is cool, and it's something that's different. I don't know if it's 100% necessary. I don't even know why the handles need to free swing. I'm not initially picking that up. Maybe I'm missing something obvious, but it's weird. You know, it's not really a butterfly knife, or is it? I don't know. It's, I mean, the way that the handles are different than on a butterfly. I have no idea why it does this. The only reason I included it on here is because it's weird. And I know the knife community, you know, after, you know, our 16,000th titanium frame lock on bearings in S35VN or titanium, right? It's kind of nice to see something weird, even if it doesn't make any sense. So this is one I'll be watching. I know somebody will be interested in this. That's why I included it. Moving on here, I think this is the last one on the list. Did you know Gerber is coming out with an OTF called the Downright? So, if I had not recently handled the fastball, I probably would have just written, I would have overlooked this. But Gerber is definitely making a serious attempt to bring quality knives from Gerber back into the enthusiast part of the knife world. This is in S30V, and it's $300. I don't know if this one is going to be made in the United States. I'm going to assume that it is. I don't know. You know, the interesting thing here is that the blade appears to be like dagger ground, sharp on both sides, but there's an area, you know, on the back 30% of the other side of the, you know, I guess we'll call it the top side because of the orientation of the video. The top side of the blade, there's an area there that's unsharpened. It looks like jimping. It's kind of neat that it allows you to have, you know, gain the utilitarian benefit of a nearly fully dagger ground blade, but you can bear down on it by, you know, using your thumb. It takes a very similar shape to the Deadlock OTF, which is aesthetically pleasing, and it is, other than that jimping area, completely symmetrical with the firing switch on the main face of the OTF, which is something that I like. This is compelling. This is very, very interesting. If Gerber manages to do this and bring some serious quality to this OTF, it might be a competitor. I'm hesitant though, because this is new territory, at least here recently for Gerber, right? But if this ends up being a good knife, then it will, I mean, honestly, it'll make anything that Benchmade has in the OTF department right now look like absolute garbage, and that's not necessarily hard to do. Nothing against Benchmade. I really like Benchmade, but they need to fix their OTF game. That is, you know, your quality control, your pricing thing, all wrapped into one. And I mean, I'm still sour from the what was it, the 3800 or the whatever their most recent OTF was. I was just like, oh, pass. You know, at $300, this if it's really good, it could compete with the Microtech Ultratech, the Microtech Dirac, and the Guardian Tactical Recon 35, which is some of the best OTFs that you can get right now. This is US made. They execute it properly. This looks interesting. That's as far as I can say because, again, I don't have this thing in hand. Is that the end of it? Yeah, that's the end of it. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you're interested or if you decided to pick something up, let me know what it is that you're interested in. I don't know if this will, we'll do this again next week. I might wait a little bit for, you know, some more images to pop up, some more interesting things to pop up. But this is really fun. I really like doing this. I like commenting on new things that are coming out that I find interesting. So again, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like. So check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.